So if you want to start making money online relatively quickly, maybe you have just aligned with a new business opportunity. Maybe you have already a digital product that you've created and you want to sell. Maybe you even joined a network marketing company, or you have a service business and you want to get it out there without having to pay for ads, without having to private message strangers, and without having to do a lot of the uncomfortable, icky, salesy stuff like, convincing friends and family or jumping on the phone with strangers. You don't want to do any of that stuff, but you want to experience a flurry of people who are interested in what you have to offer, and you want to automate a lot of the process. If that sounds like you, then keep on watching, because I am going to unveil my entire process of how I approach aligning with a new opportunity, a new tool, or anything that I want to sell and get out there quickly without having to do a lot of the traditional, I don't want to say, I know every industry is different, but I really started in network marketing. And the way network marketers start is, getting on three-way calls and, jumping on Zooms with strangers and all those things. And all those things can be really effective, right? But if you're anything more like me, where you want your business to keep on growing even when you shut down your laptop, and you want to do the work one time and then just let it continue to work for you, you don't have a lot of time to be jumping on the phone or jumping on Zooms explaining the same thing over and over to people, but you want to get your business off the ground with a powerful start and start building momentum, then I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it. Because sharing what I'm about to share with you in this video today, I was able to launch a business where I sponsored over 700 people into an affiliate program. I sold a $500 product over and over again. This process, this little system that I'm going to share with you today, is the bridge between not having any sales and attracting leads who are interested in what you have to offer right now, without having to do all of the other manual, time-consuming legwork to start getting people to learn more about your product. So if that's something that you want to learn how to do, then keep on watching, because I'm going to break it all down for you. So hey there, my name is Barbie Figueroa. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you're not new, welcome back. All right, so before we get started, I want you to ask yourself a question. Are you aligned with some sort of an affiliate program, network marketing program, or maybe you have a digital product and maybe you've told a few people about it, but that's it. Like, maybe you didn't get a lot of interest and now you're like, okay, what do I do next? You know what I mean? Like, what do I do next? So do you go and pay for ads? Do you start, throwing money at stuff and seeing what works? Or do you have a very strategic and step-by-step launch system so that you can get your product or service or new affiliate program that you're aligned with out there so that you can have people come to you? You have to start building that momentum, right? So this is something, like I said, I've done it in many different opportunities, programs, anything that I want to sell. And it works every single time, okay? So in order to do what I'm about to share with you, though, is you are going to need a couple of systems that are going to work for you automatically. And why do we want this to happen? Well, obviously, we could totally get on the phone with people. That there's no problem with that. You can message back and forth. There's no problem with that. But I'm going to share a more efficient and automated way that works for busy moms, for busy dads. You're only doing this part-time, so that this system is going to continue to work for you even when you're not online. So the two things that you're going to need are video. So you have to be willing to get on video in order to implement this strategy. And then the second thing that you're going to need is a very simple funnel. Now, before we get into the system itself, I want to give you kind of like a 7-step momentum snowball like roadmap that you can follow, so that you know the different phases that you're going to have to go through as you grow your new business through the 3 phases of growth. So very quickly, phase 1 is invite and ignite, which is where you're going to want to tap into your current circle of influence to get people to raise their hands and come to you. But we're going to do it on autopilot. We're going to automate that process so you don't have to be on your computer all day. That's number 1. The second phase of the growth process is to attract and convert. And that is basically once you run out of your circle of influence, now you have to go into strangers, people that don't know who you are, and you have to convert them into now people that know, like, and trust you. So that's phase 2. And then phase 3 is create and profit. So I want to take you through the 7-step momentum snowball plan so that you see the bigger picture and you see how your business starts to grow from a strong launch all the way to growing your personal brand. So let's go ahead and go through that. And then I'm going to break it down even further so that you know exactly what components you have to have in place to start getting more eyeballs on your new business, on your new digital product, on your new affiliate program, without having to pay for ads. Okay. All right. So we're going to first start with the 7-step momentum snowball because it's your roadmap to growing your personal brand so you can sell your products, right? Because we're not going to start with paid ads. If you are either building a team, if you're selling a digital product, you know, I'm a big proponent in branding yourself and building that personal brand because the faster you put your face out there, the faster that you are the leader and the content creator and all those things in your business, the faster you're going to gain the know, like, and trust for people to want to buy from you. Okay, so that's what we're going to be focusing on. All right, now before we get out there and launch our product, we want to have an idea of what the numbers are, and we do this by figuring out what is our first financial alleviation goal. Now I'm going to get into that in just a minute, so make sure to hang tight. The second thing we want to do is we want to tap into our warm market, and we want to sign up your first 5 customers with an invitation funnel, which is where your video and the simple funnel come in. We're going to get into that in just a second as well. The third thing we want to do is we want to expand into the cold market with a lead funnel and then warm them up with the selling without selling method. Okay, now this is phase 1 of the momentum snowball, which is phase 1 of invite and ignite. Okay, even though I'm going to go through the other 4 steps, we're only going to be focusing on the invitation funnel so that you can get your business off the ground. But I do want you to be aware of what those other steps are. So then step 4 would be to create content and master consistency until you create the habit of leadership. And after that, you'll want to establish your quit my job number, which is different from your initial financial alleviation goal number. And you want to repeat steps 3 and 4 until you finally achieve that. The next thing is you want to begin creating your own trainings that you can start selling for between $700 and $500. And then finally, you want to flip the focus from being a rep or just an affiliate to really becoming your own personal brand and selling your own digital products and things like that. Okay. Now we're only going to be focusing on the blue part today in this video. So let's break that down a little further. All right. So the first step is to figure out what your financial alleviation goal. Now this is a place where a lot of people make a big mistake and they have these lofty goals of making $10,000 a month. That's like the magic number, making $10,000 per month. So you come into an affiliate program, digital product, whatever it is that you're selling, you're like, oh my gosh, the first thing I want to do is make $10,000 a month. And that sounds great. But if you've never really done this before, then it's not going to totally be realistic, which is why I say, you know, instead of thinking of the $10,000 a month, what is your financial alleviation goal? What is that number that is going to give you some breathing room, right? So instead of saying, oh, $10,000, well, maybe you only need $500 to create that little breathing room, that little gap for you, right? That is going to give you peace of mind. And so start there. That's where you would start. Okay. And then as you take those little itty bitty baby steps, you'll see that your income will start to grow as you continue to take action, and you'll eventually get to those bigger numbers. But the thing is, you can't make $10,000 until you make like your first $1, $200 or $500 or $1,000 or $2,000, right? That's the first thing you want to do is just figure out what that number is for you. So let's take, for example, I've built different things online. I built, a 2-tier affiliate program into like 700 people in my network. And I did it $100 at a time because that particular product only had like $100 price point. So I just built $100 at a time.
Fortunately, that particular program did have a recurring income aspect to it. So as I built, I was also creating recurring income, so that next month, it's not like I had to start from scratch, right? But I've done other things, which is like selling a $500 digital course. And so you're not going to get like a lot of recurring income from that. So your numbers are going to be a little bit different, right? And it's a higher ticket product as opposed to a $100 product. This is a $500 product. So it's going to take a lot less sales to hit your goals, right? So maybe you only need to sell 2 of the thing in 1 week, right? So that's where I would start. Start with the financial alleviation goal so that when you go out there into the marketplace and really, launch your affiliate program to the world, now at least you have some numbers that you want to start with. A big mistake a lot of people make and they get really entangled with and they really start to fixate on is what happens when you're on like the 300th level and the overspill and this and the other. Then none of that matters. It literally does not matter. If you cannot get to your first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sales, none of that stuff matters because it's a snowball. You have to build into it.
So that's the first thing you're going to do. All right. So make sure, figure out what is that number for you. Write that down. Write it down in the comment section if you want to, but write that number down. How much do you have to earn to like loosen the noose? I know that when I first started with that, affiliate program, for me, I didn't want to do lead converting website design. I didn't want to trade time for money. I didn't want to work for clients like that as a service provider. And so in order to do that, I needed to replace my income, which at the time was, I just needed to make $1,200 a month. And it took me around 90 days, which is why I give you the whole entire plan so that you can work your way there, because it doesn't happen overnight. It happens step by step by step by step. There's a famous quote by Martin Luther King that it's like, you don't have to see the entire staircase. You just have to take the first step. It's like when I'm driving at night and sometimes I cannot see so far ahead of me, right? I can't see that far at night. So what I do is I focus on just a few feet ahead of me that my headlights will show. So instead of fixating and focusing on what's far ahead of you, just focus on what's in front of you and then take that step by step by step. All right, so now that you know that number, now comes the fun part, which is signing up your first 5 people. And most people don't get this far. You don't get this far. And I understand I've been through it where I've aligned with stuff and just the fear of rejection of not putting the information out there stops you from taking action. Maybe sometimes it's just like you put the information out there, you saw nobody was interested, so you kind of like, maybe this is not for me. You know what I mean? But if you are like me, you're like, okay, well, that feels like a roadblock. That was a speed bump, but I gotta make this happen regardless, right? So here's how I handle that part instead, and it works like a charm. So the first thing you want to do is you want to tap into your warm market. Who is your warm market? Your warm market are the people that you already have kind of like influence over. Think of your social media following, Facebook. Maybe if you have an email list, you could start there, even YouTube, wherever it is that you're on. Now, if you're not anywhere, there's people that know you right now that you have some influence over, I hope. At least 2 or 3 people, right? Now, the less people, the less audience you have, yeah, it is going to be a little bit harder. But let me tell you something. When I first signed up my first handful of people, I had kind of like gone under the radar for 2 years because I was doing lead converting website design. And then I reemerged with this new opportunity. And I was like, well, I have to start where I am. I got to prosper where I'm planted. I got to go where I have people that already know me. And for me, that was Facebook. So I was like, I got to cast a line right there and then. And this is how I'm going to do it. I'm not going to go and private message people. Hey, are you interested in this program, because I've done that before and it didn't work, right? So here's the right way to do it. Here's the way to do it if you want to attract people from your warm market of influence to come to you without feeling like a pushy salesperson. You are going to create what I call an invitation funnel, because you have to invite people to take a look. Otherwise, how are they going to know that you have this new business or this new product that you're selling? But we want to put it on like automation, because if not, then what's going to happen is you're going to put a notice on Facebook and you're going to have people contact you. And if it is something that people are actually interested in, your inbox is going to blow up. And then what? And then what? Are you going to jump on the phone with each and every one of those people? You know, there's a lot of curious people on Facebook. Okay. I've seen it a lot, that they'll say, yes, I'm curious. Yes, I'm curious. Yes, I'm curious. Yeah, I want to know more. And then they go radio silent. It's crickets, because they're just curious. They just want to know, but they're not really, their intention is not really to join. And that's why I build a simple funnel, because it acts as a filtering mechanism so that I only have to really take that next step with people who actually show genuine interest. Okay. Which leads me to my next point. And that is, how do you cast a line? How do you put out that bait that is going to attract the people who are most interested in your warm circle of influence, so that you attract less of the love them anyway, but you attract less of the looky-loos and more of the people who are like, I need this. I want to get involved. I need to know more. What do you got? Right? Those are the kind of people that you want them to reach out to you. Okay. So how do you do this? Well, what I use is something that I developed myself, and I call it my top 10 deal breaker list. Now, what is my top 10 deal breaker list, and how can you write your own top 10 deal breaker list? Well, remember, you are kind of like, you're going out there, you're casting a line. I'm using fishing analogies. You're going to cast a line because you want to attract the people who are most interested. So I'm not a fisher person, so I don't know a lot about bait, but I do know that there are certain fish that like a certain fish bait. So you want to put out the fish bait that is going to resonate with the fish that are most interested in learning more and taking that next step. How do you do that? You have to create some sort of commonality and some sort of, pain point that person can relate to, that's going to make them want to raise their hand and reach out to you. Okay. So what I do is I create a top 10 deal breaker list, which goes back to kind of like your origin story as to why you aligned with this thing in the first place, or why you decided to do this thing in the first place. So maybe you started using an awesome tool. Well, why did you start using that tool? Write 10 reasons why. So then when you cast your line out there, you mention those 10 reasons. And if that person sees, oh, I need that, or, oh, I'm looking for something like that, or, oh, I would love to be a part of that, or, I need to know more about that. It's because you already included things that you have personal experience with. You were trying to solve a problem when you aligned with that thing, right? So for example, like, let's say you have an opportunity and it pays a certain amount, and you are able to work from home and you don't have to travel, and there's no, supply chain issues, and it's 100% digital, and anyone from a beginner to a seasoned person can do it. And you can earn $500 if you decide that you also want to sell it to other people. So those are the reasons that you joined. You wanted to create cash flow independence. You wanted to be able to stay home with your children. So you write that down in your top 10 deal breaker list, so that when you do the next step, which is you make that announcement on Facebook, you make sure to include things from your top 10 deal breaker list, so that the people that resonate with why you're doing what you're doing, they come out of the woodwork, right? So that's what you do. You write your top 10 deal breaker list and you put it in front of your warm market audience, wherever that is. Okay. So then you go on, you write like a Facebook post, which, is like a curiosity post. and you get people to raise their hands and come to you. Now, here's the part where the funnel comes in, because if you have something that really resonates with people and they're super duper excited, but you don't want to sit there one-to-one, because I'm going to tell you something. The warm market people, it's a little bit tricky because they're not your exact target audience. They're just the place that you invite and ignite, that you use as the catalyst to build the momentum in your business, because you have to start somewhere, right? But they're not always going to be the ideal people. And even the people that raise their hands, once they see the information, they may not be the ideal people. So again, what if you have 20 people raise their hands? Sounds nice to that's a good problem to have if you have 20 people, right? But do you really want to jump on the phone with each and every one of those people with a sales pitch to try to close them when they're really not that interested? So this is when I bring out my secret weapon, which is my invitation funnel. And let me show you what that looks like. Oh, and a quick side note before we get into the funnel. One of my girls, she was a student of mine. She applied this exact thing and put her announcement out there into Facebook, and she was absolutely terrified. And she was absolutely shocked when she realized that someone that she never imagined that would reach out to her actually reached out to her. Okay. So it's just breaking through the fear of putting out the information. But anyway, let's get into the funnel. But I just wanted to share that with you because I thought it was really so exciting when this girl applied what I taught her, and she was just blown away. She's like, I never thought that when I always tried to hide my business on Facebook. I don't like to share it with people, and I get so embarrassed about it. But, I was bold and I did it, and someone actually reached out to me. So that's the power of doing this, my friend. This is the power of launching whatever it is that you're trying to sell, but you want to do it in a way where you get people to come to you instead. All right, so let's get to the funnel. All right, so this is my secret weapon when I want to invite people to take a look at something without having to jump on a three-way call, without having to pick up the phone. Now, I do have exceptions if I'm really, really, really close to a person, right? I will do that, right? But just for my general Facebook friends list, people that I don't stay in touch with like on a consistent basis, then this is that next step, okay? Because I still do believe that if you have people that are super duper 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 close to you like that you should be able to just connect with them, okay? And let them know what you're up to. So the invitation funnel is super duper cool for many, many reasons. One of which, you don't have to technically build an email list, because this is a funnel that you're putting in front of your warm market. People that already sort of kind of know you, like you, trust you. They are your social media following. They are your Facebook friends. They already know your name. They've seen your posts. You've maybe, interacted with them a little bit, etc. Like I said, they've seen your posts. Maybe they've watched some of your videos, etc. Okay. So you don't have to really add them to an email list like that, right? Because if they're interested in joining, they're going to be on your buyers list. Then you put them on the list, right? Because then they're going to become your buyers, right? So you really don't need to start building your email list like that until you now run out of your warm market and you go into the cold market in phase 2. But in phase 1, all you need to do is this simple funnel. Now, why does this funnel work? Because you might be thinking, well, why don't I just send them to my company presentation page? Why don't I just get them to see the opportunity? Just have them check it out from the get-go. I'm going to tell you why this works. Okay. Remember, this funnel is an automated way to replace the traditional three-way call, jumping on a Zoom with a stranger. It is automated and leveraged. You don't have to be on your computer. You don't have to schedule time on your calendar. You don't have to do any of that stuff, okay? You just put a strategic, well-crafted video, as you can see over here. You're going to put a video over here that is going to serve a very specific purpose, and that purpose is to have them click on this button. You're not going to try to sell them on the opportunity. You're not going to try to convince them to join. All you're going to do is you're going to communicate
the reasons why you first want to thank them for taking the time to check out your video. You want to connect with them in a relatable way and share some of the pain points that drove you to aligning with this thing in the first place. Okay. And then if something like connects with them and they're like, oh my gosh, I understand. I need this. I resonate. I feel the same way. I don't want to continue jumping from thing to thing to thing. I want to build a 100% digital business. I don't want to have to deal with supply chain issues. I don't want to have to leave my family every 4 months. I don't want to do any of that stuff. I want something that's completely online. Those are the things you're going to share on the video. You're going to basically reiterate what you put in your announcement, and you're going to put it in your video. But there are a few other little strategic things that I share when I actually teach you this stuff. So if you do want to learn how to create this invitation funnel and you see how this can help you sell anything, launch anything, get it out there quickly in front of your warm market, and you want to learn this exact same strategy, my friend, this is how I went from signing up just 5 people into a 2-tier affiliate program and built it all the way to a 700 people network and created, multiple 6 figures of recurring income. It was starting like this. This is the catalyst. This is the invite and ignite phase.
And you can automate a lot of this. Like literally, I don't even think it matters what business you're in. I've only 100% tested it in the digital marketing space, in the affiliate marketing space, and in the network marketing space. But I would probably venture to say that it would work pretty much anywhere to tap into that warm market without having to do all this other manual stuff. Okay. This video serves a very specific purpose, and that is to, like I said, warm that person up even further, connect with that person who took the time to check this out, and to sell them on the click. You want to sell them on the click. And that means you just want to sell them on the next step of your sales process. That is it. And that is all. And then hopefully you have some sort of already done for you company presentation page. Maybe you already have a sales funnel or a proven, sales presentation for your affiliate company, network marketing company, or maybe you even have your own that you've already created. Okay. And then from there, you just invite them to contact you. Okay. So that is the invitation funnel. You don't need an email list at this point. You are looking for buyers at this point. You're looking for buyers without being pushy. All right. And so you get the video to do all the telling and selling for you. Now, because I want to show you that, hey, this is not theory or just some sort of graphic, I'm going to show you that how I've actually used this exact blueprint that I'm sharing with you right now in my own business to get these results. This is not theory. This is not what I think happens. This is legit the way that I did it. Now, I'll tell you what, almost everything works. Everything works. Almost every approach works. If you want to get on TikTok and get people to click on your stand store, it works. If you want to go buy solo ads and run cold traffic to lead capture pages, that works. Okay. If you're like me though, that you struggle with high pressure selling and you don't want to slip into, strangers' inboxes and you want a more leveraged way. You have a busy life. Maybe you're a mom. Maybe you're a dad. Maybe you're doing this only part-time and you want to not have to explain it over and over and over again. You're an introvert. For me, I come off as very high energy, but when the camera's off, I need to recover for like the next hour or two. It's like, that's it. I'm done. I can't talk anymore. I'm done. That's me. And so I give all my energy, all my enthusiasm, all my excitement on my video. But when I turn off my video, I'm done. And so this video will keep on presenting, educating, informing, and most importantly, pre-qualifying people so that I only have to put my focus on the people that are actually interested. And that's how you do that. And so let me go ahead and show you really quick in action. And then if you're still with me and stay to the end, then I've got something super duper special for you if you want to do it this way. Okay, so I present to you my invitation funnel. It's very simple, not very complicated. Just a headline, a subheadline, a video, and a button to click on to take that next step in the sales process, which is to see that presentation. So what I did was I created this little funnel. I did a video and I sent it to my warm market after they expressed interest when I put out my announcement on Facebook. And so I was able to put this in front of many, many people at the same time that I already knew in a more personalized way. And it got them excited. And I signed up my first 4 or 5 people within my first couple of days, right? And so, of course, I'm not guaranteeing that that's what you're going to do. But I can tell you that if you do implement this, you're going to have a lot more leverage. Now, I want to show you one other thing, because I talked to you about the invitation funnel, which does not require you to collect emails at that point, because in the beginning, if you're first just learning about this stuff, setting up an email list is a little bit more complicated. I consider that like phase 2, which is the attract and convert phase. Right now, we just want to invite and ignite. So we want to keep it as simple as possible. So the next step would be then to start collecting emails, which is where you have a lead capture page and then a bridge page. Now, the difference between the video that I have on the bridge page and the invitation funnel video is in the invitation funnel, I'm specifically talking to my warm market. In my bridge page video, they may or may not be my warm market. They may or may not have been following me for a while. And they may or may not be coming from YouTube or Facebook or my email list. So that is when I want to actually start building a list that is dedicated just to everyone outside of my very immediate circle of influence. Okay. That next step is now I'm really going into the cold market and converting them into my warm market. So what I say on that video is slightly different. I tell them to make sure to check their email, and it's a little bit different. It's very similar, but there's a few little tweaks to it, which I teach in phase 2. But in phase 1, it's all about keeping it simple, inviting people. But just to show you, see right over here, boom, this is after they have already opted in for a free lead magnet. They've already given me the email and now they're on my list, but I still use video heavily through my entire sales process. Because why do you want to use video? Know, like, trust. Know, like, trust. Do you want to make sales way faster than spending a ton of money on ads and sending people to, sending cold traffic to a lead capture page that you're not 100% sure is going to convert? This does so much of the heavy lifting for you on the front end, because you make that connection. You lower the resistance barrier faster. You create that commonality with your story and why you joined and hitting those pain points. They also see your energy, your personality, everything. And so they may like your opportunity, but they don't like you. Well, guess what? This is a pre-qualification mechanism that disqualifies people that you would not want to work with. You see how powerful that is? It's super duper powerful. All right. Well, if you've made it this far and if you've made it to the end of the video, first of all, I want to thank you so much. I've literally laid out my exact step by step process, my strategy on how I jumpstart sales for any business, any offer, any tool I want to promote, any affiliate offer I want to promote. This is how I do it. And I stay leveraged and I optimize my sales process so that by using this simple funnel that replaces me, I don't have to jump on a Zoom call with someone who may or may not be interested. I don't have to force a close. I don't have to do any of that icky stuff. I just put my feelers out there, get people to raise their hands with some very specific language, and I get them to take that next step in my sales process if it's right for them. So this results in absolute rejection-free sales, and it's all leverage because it continues to work even when you're not on your computer. Now, if you want to create something like this, I would love to help you do that, because I know that if it works for me,
I know that if it worked for other people, I know that it can work for you if you want to do it this way. Now, you are going to need to be okay with being on video, and you're going to need to build a very, very simple funnel. But imagine how much faster you can get your business off the ground if you had a simple system like this in place that replaces you from doing all the telling and selling one-to-one to one-to-one. If you are struggling to duplicate yourself, this is how you do it, my friend. This is how you duplicate that initial launch of whatever business that you just joined or whatever product that you want to put out there into the marketplace quickly. Now, of course, this revolves around building your personal brand.
And when it comes to building your personal brand, I want to share an interesting statistic for you, okay? And that is 82% of consumers are more likely to trust a company when its senior executives are active on social media, showcasing their personal brand. This trust translates into increased sales and customer loyalty, as consumers are drawn to businesses with authentic leaders who engage directly with their audience. Now, this particular statistic has to do with business leaders, but this can work at any level. So if you're an affiliate marketer, a network marketer, a coach, or you have a business, if you introduce yourself to the very people that you want to attract to sell your products and services to, what better way to do it than with a video? With a video that'll do all the telling and selling for you, with a video and a, simple automated system that will start pre-qualifying people before you have to use your time to do something that this little system can do for you. And let me also add that inside of the company where I used this method, very few people were able to cross over $200,000 in commissions. And a lot of the people that I was shoulder to shoulder with were, in my opinion, way better marketers, way more powerful marketers than me, because they also put money into ads. And I never really did that. And I was still able to earning well over $200,000 in commissions, being shoulder to shoulder with people that were paying lots of money for ads. Okay. Now, that's not to impress you or anything. What I'm saying is the power of video and personal branding. If you don't think you can compete with the gurus and with other people out there, you absolutely can, because when you do it this way, there is no real competition, because you are selling people on you first. And that's the whole point, right? So if you want to set up your own invite and ignite invitation funnel in your business, I would love to help you do that. So here is what you can do. Right below this video, or depending on where you're watching it, I will have a link for you where you can learn more about working together side by side, shoulder to shoulder, in the trenches, in a hybrid coaching program where I will coach and guide you through this process of building this in your business. Now, I'm doing this in a group setting. That way I can optimize my time. But if you want to learn how to build this in your business, then this is exactly what we're going to learn. And honestly, I'm just going to keep it just casual here, if you don't mind. I'm not going to do anything super duper formal. I'm sort of Gen X old school, and I write things down in a notebook. So here is what you are going to learn. If you want to learn more about my Invite and Ignite program, you're going to learn how to prepare, create, and automate. That's what you're going to do. You're going to prepare your announcement. You're going to prepare your top 10 deal breaker list. And then you are going to create your video and create your funnel. And then you're going to automate the entire process and put it out there so that you can start attracting people who are interested in what you have to offer. Now, you're going to get all the scripts. You're going to get templates. You're going to get the done for you funnel. And you're also going to have like a hybrid experience of me actually walking you through the process. But if you want to get
all the details, if you want to get all the details, and this is something that you are interested in doing for your business, then go ahead and click on the link below this video or on the button right below this video if you're watching this on a page, so that you can enroll in my next group session where we're going to work together to get this set up for you. So if you want to learn more, go ahead and either click on the link over here in the description box if you're watching this on YouTube, or you can go ahead and click on the button right below this video if you're watching it on my page. That is my full soup to nuts, A to Z, top to bottom strategy on how an introverted girl like me, who's a wife and a mom, can still make sales even when I'm not on my computer by leveraging video and simple systems to do most of the telling and selling for me. So if you want to learn how to do that, just simply click on the link in the description or on the button right below this video. If you have any other questions, you can always go to risewithbarbie.com/contact and send me a message. So with that being said, I hope that you got value, and I hope all of this made sense. And now you can see how this can help you jumpstart your business, start generating leads, start getting closer to making those sales,
and building a business that you love that will also allow you to have a life. So thank you so much for watching. I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you inside my student group very, very soon. Bye for now.